I have a butt, and it's not in my pants. Good. Today's beer was a Marche order, and it is from Boldwin, which is, well, here in Quebec. Anyway, what do we have here? We have, it's an extra special bitter, a Rousse from Boldwin. It is Massif de Roses, and up here it says bio, so I don't know if that means it's organic or not, or if it's just bio. What do we have here? Ingredients: water. Okay, it's organic. Yeah, organic malted barley, organic malted wheat, organic hops, and yeast. I thought hops were always organic because just playing semantics here. Anyway, let's continue on here, right? Boucherville, Quebec, brewed for the greater good by Collectif Brasseries Ensemble. Okay, okay. What do we have over here? This beer is Land of Red Roses. Okay, wait. This beer is a Land of Red Roses and Sooty Taverns. A fog, a flame. Okay, I don't think the English from French translation worked out very well there. Did you hear that? This beer is a Land of Red Roses and Sooty Taverns, a fog aflame. I don't I think I think something broke there in the Google Translate. Malts. We have Quebec Pale, Coup de Flame, Brie Mata Coup de Flame, Caramel Carafa. Hops, we have Calypso. And yeast. Oh, sorry, no, just color after that is just red. Okay, we've taken too much time looking at this French can. Let's get into the can, shall we? I know, but oh my God, Chad, you live in Quebec. How are you making? That is a beautiful color. I mean, everything I make fun of, that's a beautiful color. I see somebody made a big old comment. We will get to that. Beautiful head too. Look at that. That is like that's that's beautiful. A little bit of haze, but not a lot. I love the color of the head too. The head even has that like bronzy look to it. I like that. Okay. Caramel. Caramel, molasses, and licorice is what I'm smelling. Let's try it. We will get to that comment. Cheers. Mm. I have not had an ESB that is this good in quite some time. It's subtle, it's sweet, it has some molasses, it has some caramel, it has that malty flavor, it has a nice mouth feel. The carbonation is not overpowering. The back end has a roasty, toasty, bready feel and flavor. This is spectacular. This is spectacular. It drinks so nicely. It looks great. It smells okay. It tastes great. So let's see what that comment was, shall we? Let's park that there. Park this over here so we know to get rid of that in the morning. Let's see what we got going on here, shall we? agree so. That's horrible. I know what that's like. I'm on my second marriage because my first wife just wasn't right for me. Um, yeah. Sometimes sometimes people leaving is the best thing that happens to you. Doesn't feel like it at the time. Doesn't usually feel like it at the time, but sometimes it is. You think over there, Miss Wolfface?
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. I uh, I had to lose everything and rebuild to get to a happier place. And always around to listen. Not always the best at always the best at coming up with suggestions because I've done a lot of stupid things in my life, but always open to listen. And I mean, a lot of times that's all you really need is somebody that wants to listen because a lot of times nobody wants to. They tell you they'll be there to listen, but they won't. And you'll bring up the things that you have problems with, or you'll bring up the things that are bothering you, and you won't get a response. And I mean, a lot of times it isn't their fault. A lot of times they don't know how to react to something, and then other times somebody's just an asshole. It's all about themselves.
Talking about me?
Mm-mm. I wouldn't talk about you like that. Um, yeah. So I'm sorry. And like I said, it no worries, no worries. I went through a point where I had a lot of people that would call me from on here and talk. Actually, after we moved up here to the Arctic, buddy of mine that was a viewer for a long time called me because he needed to talk, and it was one of those things where it was a couple hours of just listening. And that's what he needed. When I was at the most lost point in my life, that's all I really wanted for the most part was somebody to listen. And actually, that's when Boychuk came back into my life. It was after all that happened because he had been gone for a while. We had a falling out over something stupid, and had to do with my ex-wife, of course. Um, well, not really, but she was involved in it. But yeah, it was one of those things where her leaving brought some of my really good friends back and brought me full circle back to where I was. Like the woman I'm with now, I fell in love with in high school, and I had no balls back then to say anything to her. She scared me, and yeah, she scared me. And 18 years later, we ended up getting together. Should have did it 18 years ago. Um, but I can tell you the feeling of loss, of being lost, of not knowing what was going to go on when my world fell apart. I understand all that. Um, and you're more than welcome to feel that way. Don't ever let somebody make you think you can't, because that's just incorrect as well. I mean, it is what happens to a lot of us. We don't know what to feel, especially when we think that we put all this time into something, and excuse me, or if there's no closure. if you don't know why things went awry. But it just means that that person may have been toxic for you and just shouldn't be there anymore. I was all gung ho for these beer reviews, and then you did this. You needed it though, whatever. Oh, you didn't ruin anything. You didn't ruin anything at all. It's a guy standing in Arctic Canada drinking a beer. And he keeps glancing back at his wife and one of his dogs, and he's worried about where the fuck the other dog is because that's the troublemaker dog.
Oh, they're both fucking troublemakers.
Well, not this one's only a troublemaker if there's garbage around. The other one's a troublemaker all the time. And he's really only a troublemaker if he thinks one of the two of us are not paying attention. The other one, he don't care if you're paying attention. Yeah. Thing that I can tell you from my DBT and my CBT, anytime you're feeling lost and all that, you're supposed to practice mindfulness. But I fucking hate that word, and I hate the entire practice of it. But one of the things that mindfulness is about too is finding a hobby, finding something that you're good at that makes you feel good, and doing that for a while. Anytime you're lost like that, rekindling yourself, rediscovering yourself and who you really are. Because a lot of times when you feel lost, it's coming from the fact that you weren't being yourself completely, or you were changing things for somebody else. So find whatever makes you happy. My buddy Paul, who did PA Brew News, when he was lost, he found out that he had a fucking talent for painting, and he paints all the time now, and he's fucking good at it. For me, working out and a realization that even though I was blind, I was really fucking good at woodworking. Hey?
Mm-hmm.
I needed her approval on that for some reason. See, that's the sad thing. I needed her approval because I didn't think I really was. And I was like, hey, my ego, let me know that I was actually good at it. Everybody ends up with having a time where they feel like that, where they feel like they have no one, and it's unfortunate that that happens to us. And I think social media is one of the main components to that, because a lot of people have lost some of that personal touch. You're the psych degree person. Um,
What's up?
he feels lost and has nobody to talk to.
Yeah, that happens with. So you're right. Social media contributes.
It takes away a lot of that personal touch that we used to have as people. Not that really helped, because I mean, I'm from an Irish family. You know what? I had mental health issues, and it didn't matter how many people were around me. I still had no one to talk to, because mental health issues didn't exist for the Irish. But we're pretty fucked up people. Mental health issues don't exist, according to them. But yeah, so I get that, and it's weird because social media gives an outlet for some people, where there's people that will listen and will chat with you, and then for other people it's just fake friendships, and just being on somebody's Facebook and on their MySpace, if MySpace was still around and all that stuff, and don't ever interact with you, just on it, which means good things, right? It means good things if I'm on there. Let's see, two more messages. Sorry, blind guy has to pull this close. Hey.
Yeah.
You can tell that story if it'll make you feel better. You can tell it there, but if you tell it there, it'll be public, or you can send it to my Albino Rhino beer review Facebook thing, and it'll show up at a time. Again, I'm actually amazed my internet's working this well, so it is what it is. Usually up in the Arctic, it isn't working this well. Um, yeah, there's always somebody that will listen. Always. I'll review that one tomorrow. I'm just gonna grab another beer. Okay, I have 8 left for review. I'm gonna grab a beer from my beer pile. Ow. I have a few minutes before I have to go and take a shower. But I'm beers. 9 beers until then. What are you doing, Nanook? Maybe I'll wear the animal print face mask tomorrow.
You don't have a face mask on the camera?
I probably have a face mask out on the counter. I was wearing a gray face mask today and a green one. I gotta go drop that battery into the foreman tomorrow as well. And if I wake up and there isn't any wind, I'll go and do that drone flight out by the water pump station. I drove out to do a drone flight, and when I got out there, it was way too windy. Well, again, buddy, that is fucked up, and I am sorry. Uh, we we moved away uh, for work ourselves, and we left in November, but we left to get away from stuff that was happening down south, and because we wanted a better life for the family and all that. But yeah, going away for work puts a strain on any relationship. Anytime you do that long distance thing, it puts a strain on them. Um, but yeah, to call and then not tell you anything until now, going, yeah, I'm moving to Nova Scotia, not coming back. That's a little bullshitty. I mean, the one thing I've always said in my whole life is communication. Just communicate with me. I hate the idea of cheating, because if you're going to cheat on somebody, why don't you just leave them? You're not happy with them, go somewhere else. Um, I mean, there's other people that feel differently about it, but that's the way I am with it. Is that if that's your feeling, you have to go outside the relationship, then you probably shouldn't be in that relationship. Um, the and just like I was saying earlier, so a big portion of your thing is that there's no closure. It's I'm leaving, I'm going to Nova Scotia, and I'm going with this guy. And the fact that you even know that guy puts a lot of things into question. Like if you were to leave me and you were to leave me with somebody I knew, it would put into question, our entire relationship.
Would it?
Well, yeah, if you left me for somebody that we both knew that had been involved in our life, it would be, has this been going on for a while type of thing.
See that?
And what province are you in? Where are you right now? Because maybe I know some places to send you. Talk. I don't know. Yeah, see, and that's exactly how I felt as well. So I get that. But I mean, you wanna. Oh, you're in Quebec. Um, so am I. I don't know. I don't know much about Quebec. I moved here in November, um, from Ontario. Uh,
Interesting place.
it's an interesting place, yeah, but I don't know things to suggest for going and finding somebody to talk to. I could help out in Ontario, especially the Niagara region. But Quebec, I don't know. I don't know what's available out there. I know there will be stuff. There's always stuff available. Mattering what you even do for a job, you might have something like oh, the casino and the company we're with right now both use the same people. The I have a workplace wellness plan, like an employee improvement uh, thing that I can call anytime I need to talk to somebody. And I mean, I'll be honest, phone therapy or phone, uh, it's not great. A lot of phone therapists, like I use, Chappelle, Moro Chappelle is what my company uses and what the casino used. Um, Moro Chappelle was good for some acute stuff, just to have somebody to actually listen to me. But I can, and it was free through my work, and it's not that much money if it's not through your work. So like if you don't have the same thing, Moro Chappelle isn't that much money. But what I can say about phone therapy, like, and phone counselors and phone, just people to listen to you on the phone, is a lot of time they are not the greatest conversation piece. Like they'll be like, "Yeah, and how did that make you feel? And why did that?" And that's all they really have to say about it. So I mean, it's kind of it does help with that whole idea of practicing mindfulness, because what they're trying to do is get you to think about the things that happened and how they make you feel and why they make you feel the way they make you feel. But at the same time, I got 10 weeks of it. She called twice a week. And at the end of the 10 weeks, I didn't feel much different than I did after the beginning. But again, it was nice to have somebody else to just talk to.
And how did that make you feel?
Oh, don't you start over there. Oh, so you're like Hull or Gatineau or something like that, near Ottawa, near the border. Elmer. That's a word I hate. I hate the word Elmer. Elmer, Quebec, not Elmer, Ontario. And the reason I hate Elmer is because that's where my ex-wife lives. But she lives in the Elmer, Ontario. And I mean, no, I don't. I wouldn't want anything like that. Just to be able to help somebody is great. And I don't understand how I help people. I've been told before. JC, pop culture vegan, tells me all the time that it's helpful just talking to me or just listening to me, and I don't get it. I'm glad I can do that, but I just don't fully get it. Oh, there's my face mask. Don't have to go looking for it. That's the one I was wearing today. It's I don't know. It's what the hell is that? Sorry, I'm finding things. My children, between my children, my wife, and my dogs, things just end up places, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Where did this come from? I didn't own this.
Yeah, you did.
No, this was that was our boss. Our boss gave us that.
She gave it to you.
I don't think she gave it to me. I think she gave it to you to give to me.
She gave it to you when you hurt your back like a fucking idiot trying to lift up a skidoo by yourself.
You're such a loving wife.
Yep, I agree.
Um, there is one thing I can tell you. You should feel lucky that she was just a girlfriend and not a wife, because
Wives are expensive to get rid of.
yeah.
And you did it for a second time, sucker.
I did what?
You did it for a second time.
I haven't gotten rid of you, and I don't intend to. Should have just married you out of high school. I mean, I don't know if I fully believe in there being someone for everyone type of thing. We've talked on length about this, right? The soulmate idea, the conversation that you meet your soulmate before you're 20 is what they say, is it not? 20?
Yeah, something to that.
And you know, and I met Alicia when I was 18 and she was 16, and I didn't think anything of that type of comment until we found each other again when we were 36 and 30 and 34, and I was like, holy fuck. You know, like it was the weirdest thing for me, because I knew the second I saw her, I was going to be with her until she got rid of me, basically. And because I had BPD, I was pretty sure she was going to get rid of me at some point. And now we live in the Arctic, which means that it's a lot harder to get rid of me.
No, it's
Well,
not.
no, she could throw me out and a polar bear would eat me or something. But
Take it like the dog. Take you out on the land and be like, go for a hike. Go see something over there and take off. And you go. And you never find your way back to town.
matters where you are. Out of the water pump station, you can still see home.
I'd take you further than that.
How? In what? In what vehicle are you taking me further than that?
Figure it out.
Yeah, you won't figure. Anyway, so and just the way I felt the first time I laid eyes on her was different than I felt with my ex-wife the entire time I was with her. It's so I'm weirded out by that concept, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sold on it being wrong because of her. But it is what it is, right?
The world doesn't make sense. Stop trying to make sense of it.
Listen, backseat driver. Stop looking at my bum.
I'm not. I'm looking at pictures.
$29. Nice, sir. Nice. 38 here. At 29, I was still in a very loveless relationship. Just bought, that would have been what? That would have been 9 years ago. So yeah, I would have just bought my first house. Having a child on the, no, child would have already been there, so we would have bought the house the year before. No, 2 years before, because I would have been 27 when we bought the house, and Aiden was born when I was 28. So yeah, at that point, I was back to where I was at the end of high school, where I was circling the drain, and I circled that drain for many a year. And then I did some stupid things, and almost attempted a few stupid things, and even attempted a few stupid things. Uh, but that shitty drain circling continued until I was 35. Well, 34 actually. And yeah, life got turned around at 35 slash 36, and I say 35 slash 36 because a lot of the therapy I started was when I was 34 and 35, but a lot of it didn't really start getting intense until I was at this point. Um,
You weren't in any therapies when I met you.
okay, so I would have just finished like a month or so before we started dating. That whole the time that we started dating, like the time we crossed paths again, until now is just a blur to me. It's not been that long, and it feels like it's been forever. Fuck, we bought a new car. We sold the new car. We bought a house. We sold the house. We moved to the Arctic. We got married. And all in the span of a couple of years. Like it's a weird thing. And then I think back on the 14 years that I spent with the ex-wife, and I just shake my head at times. And I got three beautiful kids out of that relationship. I don't fault. Kind of wish I had made some different choice. What the fuck's going on? He's having a nightmare or something. That's messed up. Um, yeah, I mean, all I can say to you is you're 29. Life's not over. It's going to suck. It is. It's going to suck for a while. Again, go out, find a hobby that interests you, be it working out, be it sewing, be it painting, be it drawing, be it whatever it is. Find a hobby that you enjoy that makes you feel good. And by that I mean you do it, and when you're done it, you go, "Oh shit, yeah, I'm that that's awesome." And that's one of the biggest things for anybody going through anything, is finding something that they can take their mind off of anything that's going on. Because as soon as you start getting those endorphins going, as soon as you start getting that, "Oh my god, I'm doing something that I enjoy and I'm good at," and that's the big thing with the hobby, you want to be good at it so that you feel even better. I mean, learning a new hobby is always great, but you kind of want to find something that you're good at, and then you can just pat yourself on the back and start building from there. I had to rediscover my entire self. Borderline personality disorder is a thing where you are kind of what anybody around you wants you to be. So you kind of change your self. You don't know you're lost. You don't know what your own self image is. You don't know what your own self worth is. You have no self esteem, no self confidence, anything like that, because you are basically a chameleon just hiding in whatever group of people you're in. And that was me. Uh, I still do some of the things I did back then. I still do the beer review. I mean, that's one of the things I actually enjoyed, and I over time did get paid to do things like that. So it wasn't something that I was horrible at. I started working out again. Stopped working out when we bought that house in Welland because I just couldn't work out in Welland. The house's roof was too low. Couldn't get my hands above my head with a weight in them. So it was just, sadly, it ended there. And I think that's when things started up again, when I couldn't work out anymore. It was like a little bit of spiraling happened. Not a lot. I didn't spiral back to the bottom of the fucking barrel like I had been at one point in my life, but it was one of those, oh shit. I had something I really, really enjoyed, and I had a goal, and now I can't do it. What the fuck do I do? And then I found other things that I was really good at to take my mind off of it. Woodwork. I was building tables and shelves, and people wanted me to build tables for them. Like it was that type of thing. And I'm a legally blind guy. Who would have thought that I'd be able to do a fucking table well? But I was. Um, who would have thought you should put a power tool in a blind guy's hand, or a chainsaw for that matter? But it happened, and I mean, it is what it is. You have to find out what it is that's gonna help you, and Everybody has something that's going to make them feel better about themselves. And in times of crisis, that's what you need. You need something that gets your mind off of the crisis and gets your mind on yourself and rehabilitating and rehealing yourself. Rehealing and healing yourself. Fuck. I'm so good at English. My English is so good. You don't need to pay me anything, sir. No payback at all. But yes, if you used to make music and then you stopped, make music again. Pick up whatever instrument it was that you enjoyed. Even learn another instrument while you're doing it. Just start doing something that brings you back to you. Realize who you are again, and things will start falling into place. It might be a while before you find somebody else that you care for, and it might be hard for you to find somebody that you care for after this, because you're going to have those questions. You're going to sit there and go, does this next person actually? One of the things she put up with when we first got together was my and I had already gone through all my therapy. The real way to deal with borderline personality disorder is dialectical behavioral therapy. I had already done 2 dialectical behavioral therapy, which is trying to show you that everything isn't a dialect, black and white, because there's shades of gray and everything in the world. Because if you have BPD, you see black and you see white. It's one or the other. They love me or they hate me. I love them, I hate them, and that's it. There's nothing in between. You can never be unhappy or angry. It's love or hate for the most part. Um, So I had already been done two doses of DBT, and I had already done a cognitive behavioral therapy as well. And at the same time, she still dealt with the does she really love me type of stuff. Does she really want me? Because I didn't believe my first wife ever did. I think we were. I think we both were in a position where we both had some mental health problems, and we just both latched onto each other, and she put up with a lot of that shit, and she's a goddess for that. Um, every once in a while, I still need a little bit of reassurance, and that's the sad part for her. I wish I didn't, but with a personality disorder, you're never going to be 100% cured of it. You get better, and I'd say I've gotten better, don't you? Mm-hmm. But you're never perfect. You're never normal per se, as the world looks at normal. You just need to know your triggers. You need to know the things that bother you, and then you need to know the things that are going to set you off and work with that. And I think we're doing pretty good. I mean, we haven't really had any. Well, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, because at some point she's going to do something stupid, or I'm going to do something stupid, and then we're going to get in an argument, and I'm going to be like, oh fuck, I just said we haven't argued in a while.
Yeah. Every couple arguments are normal and healthy.
But like I said, it's anytime you need to talk, I'm around. I'm just not always around. I I live in the Arctic. I work long hours, and I'm only have internet if I'm in the house and if the internet decides it's working. So we have that problem. Be grateful. I'm just doing what everybody should do. You came in, you made a comment that you needed somebody to talk to. I'm here. I have some time left before I have to take my shower, because she works early and I work a little after her. So I have a little bit of time left before I have to take my shower. Then we have about an hour of time with each other, and then we'll go to sleep. So again, I'm here to talk. If anything you need to say, you can say it. If it's something that's very private, again, you can send it to the Facebook page. I don't always get to it right away, because again, my internet only works when I'm in the house and when the satellite decides the internet's working. But actually, since the Tamani guy's been here, I think the internet's been a little more stable. He was here to do the upgrade to the tower too when he was done everything else. I know a laughable thing about upgrading the tower, but as long as nobody sets it on fire, we should have okay internet for a while. See, I'm in Provenance, Quebec. Just gonna go over here and get a beer. I'll check if you commented anything as soon as I get back, because my review beers are right here and I could reach those, but my drinking beers are way over there. Not really way over there, but they're over there. Oh, what do we got today? Ooh. Ow, 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 shit. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh. You there, you there, you there. You up here. You over there. Beer? Would you like a beer? I'd like a beer. Would you like a beer? Of course I'd like a beer.
Okay, well then go to bed.
Okay, we're back. Love you, Bray. Good night. I understand where you're coming from, and it's going to sound easier said than done, but don't feel used about that. I get it. He's saying that, he wishes he had more real friends. He lost his high school and college friends. He feels used. Before I got divorced, before I hit rock bottom and was divorced, going through my divorce, I had people around me all the time. The beer review was huge, and there was friends over all the time. We were always together drinking and all that. As soon as that stuff happened, I found out who my real friends were. And of the 30 or 40 people that would cycle through my life, at that time, there was like 5 that would talk to me after that. And you know what? I don't see them all the time. I see my buddy Jeff usually once a year. I didn't get to see him at all this year because we didn't do our beer festival. One of my high school friends, one of the few people from high school I still talk to. And again, I only see him once a year. We talk on Facebook every once in a while. But when we see each other, it's like we've never been separated. We're there with each other again. All the people I thought were friends of mine at work, for the most part, they all vanished because they couldn't use me for things anymore. They couldn't get things from me. All my friends that I had from university, a lot of them believed the things that were said by my ex-wife and stopped talking to me for that. And the other ones couldn't get things from me anymore because I was admitting that I was broken and needed help. And they fled. Other people, I would try and talk to them. And as soon as I would try to talk to them about things going on in my life, they would shut down and not want to talk because they didn't want to hear anything bad. They wanted to just have a happy-go-lucky guy with them all the time. Well, I wasn't happy-go-lucky for the entire time I was in that relationship, and that was no fault of hers and no fault of mine. It was things that happened to me in my youth and I didn't deal with. And we came to a point where when I was trying to deal with things, people didn't want to be around me because I was trying to deal with things, and I was explaining why I was the way I was and what the things that were happening and the things that were going on in my mind, and nobody wanted to hear that. I had over 950 Facebook friends. I'm down to 283, and of those 283, I'm probably good friends with about 15 of them. and then family with things through either YouTube or through my beer festival or stuff. So networking type of things. Um, so I mean, I went from having people around me all the time to realizing that there was only 10 to 15 people that actually cared about anything that happened. Um, we moved up to the Arctic, and I had a night where I relapsed more than I've ever relapsed before, and it was we had just had a fight, we had had an argument, and a lot of things had been going on, a lot of things with my son down south with his mom, and a lot of other things, and they were all happening, and I broke, and I posted something on Facebook, and I left. And what I posted on Facebook was basically thanks for the people that made me who I am today and made me what I am today. And it was left kind of hanging, and I left, and I left with no intention really of coming back. It was a sad thing. It was where I was at that point. Um, Good thing is I know why I hit that wall and everything else, but I had 3 or 4 people actually try and figure out how to get a hold of people up here to do a wellness check. Like I had people that actually cared enough to do that, and I didn't think I did anymore. To be honest, I didn't realize that anyone even cared anymore. Um, so it was nice about that, but at the same time, it wasn't nice because I didn't really need the wellness check, and I can tell you as a guy who's had mental health issues, once you have the cops show up a couple times to do wellness checks, you just get angry about it. You would rather them not do the wellness check. You understand why they're doing the wellness check. You really do understand why they're doing it, but you just want to be able to express yourself without having somebody knocking on your door. Um, because that just brings everything back. It just brings everything right back to the forefront. But where I was going with this is that again, I understand what you're talking about losing a bunch of friends and everything. It's a lot of times it's people that are kind of toxic to you, people that actually are using you, and losing them is good. Losing some of them isn't because some of them aren't actually toxic for you. It's just a breakdown of communication. But the ones that are toxic, it's great to get them out of your life, especially if you're going through something. The second you're going through something, you don't want that toxicity around you because that toxicity will keep that something going. So what's going to happen is you're going to start doing your music and you're going to start feeling good. And then somebody's going to badmouth that music. Somebody's going to badmouth what you're doing because they don't like the fact that you're getting better. And that's kind of what happened with me. I had a friend who was at the time I did my thing, he was getting closer and closer to doing his breakup, and when from his significant other, and when we were going back and forth, I did some snappy things to him, and then when he broke up and he felt he was free and didn't need to look at somebody else's life that wasn't as good as his, I was no longer material to that talk at all or that relationship at all. And at the same time, it was great to lose that. It was great to lose that.
In all fairness, the wellness checks too for you were used against you at some point in time.
Well, yes, the wellness checks were used against me at the point in time, but that's why I'm
That's
bringing
why
up
it
the fact
bothers you the most.
that wellness checks, it's true, wellness checks were used to pull me out of my house so things could happen, or to do this so things could happen. And that's what I didn't like about them. And again, I understand the entire concept of them. I've even called people for wellness checks. And it is what it is.
It's so cool.
I can get that too, my man. He doesn't really have real life friends anymore, and he's trying to find a way to find them because his girlfriend was his last friend. Uh,
You get a hobby or join something is the best way to do it.
yeah, once you figure out those hobbies that you're going to have, start networking with those hobbies. Meet people that are interested in the same type of thing. Find out right away though if it's because just because you both like the same thing doesn't mean you're going to mingle well. There are people that aren't going to work that way. There's a lot of people that tried to befriend me because we both liked beer, and then I found out that they were this or they were that or they were, and I'm like, yeah, this can't happen. They're like, but we both like beer. That's great. We can't. We both like one thing. That's a very immaterial thing. And then in the grand scheme of things, you're completely opposite to me into the fact that you are okay with lynching people and I'm not. So I mean that type of there's going to be that. But yeah, I get it. At 29 years old, it's hard to make new friends. I'm 38 years old. I don't. I live in the Arctic. It's not. I understand the whole thing. I mean, finding people, just breaking into another circle because at that point, even at 29, at that point in age, most people already have their social circles. So it becomes harder and harder and harder to make new friends. But at the same time, some of the times, some of those friends you make are tighter than some of the friendships you made in your younger years. Hell, how many of your high school friends do you still talk to?
A couple here and there.
And how many would you still say are very strong friends of yours?
If I still talk to them, then they would be strong friends. I mean, are we super close in the sense that we see each other every day that we were in high school? No. That means that we are close friends because I don't really talk to anybody from high school anymore.
I was from high school.
Did I say I talk to no one? I said I don't really talk to anyone anymore from high school. Open your fucking ears, take the fucking hair out.
There's no hair in my ears, it's in my nose. Lots of hair in my nose.
Go to bed, peanut gallery.
I'm waiting for my tea.
So, I'm here for about 5 more minutes, buddy. What do you want to talk about? Then I gotta go shower and we gotta spend our little bit of our quality time with each other. And I'm not trying to rush you. I'm not at all. I've stood here and talked to you because I want to, not because of anything other than I want to. Anytime I get a chance to just chat with somebody who is not having a great time, I like to do that. We had the local here that I chatted with for like an hour and a half, didn't I? You know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Found out in the end that even though I grew up in the South, in Ottawa, I grew up in the Ottawa Valley, so the little towns outside of Ottawa. But found out even though I grew up in the Ottawa Valley and he grew up in the Arctic, that our families were very similar, and we grew up in a very similar way. And I think that's why we connect. And he's a guy that just turned 23, so I feel for him going through a lot of the things he's gone through in his life because there are a lot of the same things I went through. Difference being that he went through them up here where there isn't as many places to turn for help. Um, a lot better now than it was back then, but now is probably still about 20 years behind where we are in the South for resources. But it's getting better. I understand the making music is very lonely idea. I mean, I some of the music I made is fairly dark. I mean, you listen to the lyrics. Actually, Alicia's listened to a few of the songs I've made, and a few of the songs I made, the lyrics are pretty fucking dark. And I didn't even realize how dark they were until later on in the day. And Brian, there's one of the few people from my old job that I would consider a real friend and who I've talked to on and on. And I mean, we were on the same shift for a while. Some days he would come to, we would be working, we worked in the same company, but I worked in a different building than him. And he would come and pick me up at the end of our shift together. He would leave his building and come to my building to pick me up. One of the few people that didn't fully abandon me when I went through my bullshit. And I agree with you on that comment. Here's the one thing you need to remember: you can't control other people. As much as you might want to, you can't control them, you can't read their minds. You can only control yourself. So you're right. She left 3 months ago to go to work, and now she's telling you now that she doesn't want to be with you. She should have broken it off when she left. You are 100% correct. She should have. She didn't, which is the unfortunate part. You feel led on for those 3 months. You feel this, you feel that. I understand all that type of stuff. You can't control her actions. You can't control her feelings. You can't control her mind. You can control your own. So use this as a way to build yourself back up to where you were and try and go past that. Start making your music. Start expressing yourself. Start finding other hobbies and interests that you have that you didn't really realize you had. Start reading things that you wouldn't normally read. Find things that you're interested in and rebuild yourself. Um, best thing I can say, not knowing anything really about you other than the story you've told, is just rebuild yourself. Go and get a book about mindfulness, just to read about it, because everybody should go through that. There's an Australian oh, what the hell's the name of the Australian site? There's an Australian site that gives you a free cognitive behavioral therapy thing. And I'm not saying you actually need it, but I think everybody should do CBT to an extent, because it does help rewire a little bit of your thought patterns. And your thought patterns like, I'm lost. It helps you go through that, and you can build and build and build, and it's a couple weeks type of thing. But I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, that's not usual for me. That was the first thing I did before I even did anything else, was that. And at the end, you get a certificate that says I'm not warped. Um, I'll have to look it up, but it's the Australian government that put it up, and they put it up so that there was a free resource online for anybody in the world to use, and that's great. The Australians are amazing with mental health. Um, but I've had too many concussions. I don't always. I had an eidetic memory, and then my head got bounced around off the ground and everything for too long, and I don't anymore, and it saddens me, to be honest. And yeah, I don't see Brian often anymore. One, because he's in the Niagara region and I'm in the Arctic of Quebec, but I still consider him one of my friends, one of my good friends. And I mean, I invite him all the time when we do a hangout, and he never comes because he's a fucking asshole. But I still love him. But he drove to Cambridge Waterloo when we were doing the tasting at Forefathers.
No.
Good night, honey. I said good night to you like 20 minutes ago.
I thought you were going to say playtime.
Yep. Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind. Like I said, if there's anything that you want to say that is something you want to keep somewhat private, You can always find the Albino Rhino Beer Review or Albino Rhino Beer Festival pages on Facebook. Send the messages there. It's only me that has access to both of them. I never fully set up my wife as a admin on that, and everybody else that was as an admin on pages is gone now, so it's just me. Yeah, go right ahead. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on here. Like I said, I don't show up here live as often unless I know that the internet's working. Tonight was a fluke. I just kind of tried. I was going to review 3 beers. I got through 2 of them. But if I helped you, that matters more than reviewing a beer. Because the beer's always going to be there. It's right there. It's right there. I can see it, and I'm blind, and I can see it. So it's not far away. Just a few more moments, and I'm going to go take my shower. You'll let the dogs out, and then we'll snuggle? No, you're playing on you're giving me the finger. Okay. You gave me the finger. Stop giving me the finger. You're mean. I love you, but you're mean. I hope she's not pooing, because if I have to take a shower in a rancid, warm shit washroom, I'm going to be sad. Oh, good, she's not pooing. This is the I'm trying not to pee dance going on now. I have to finish this beer, and then I'm going. So again, you get a little bit more time if there's anything else you want to say. And Brian, hi. Were you able to get stuff in your box, Brian? What did you wrap it with? How's everything going? There's still a lot of head on this beer. You're trying to locate a scale. Well, like I said, I know for a fact 8 473s plus padding is under the 5 kilos. I don't, if they're all 473s, I don't know if it'll be under 5 kilos if it's 9 of them plus padding. That's the sorry, my eyes are horrible, Grissu. That's the exact thing, man. If I always hated the internet memes, you know, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I hate that because nobody deserves to be treated badly. So I've always hated that thing. But if what you're going to do is go away for 3 months and then be like, yeah, I'm not coming back. Fuck you. I'm with somebody else. Click. Didn't deserve you. Didn't fully care or wasn't 100% sure of anything. Find something to help yourself get into a better state of mind, get into a better place, and you'll end up finding something that will make you feel better about the whole thing. You're able to give your opinion too, Brian. Your comments will show up for him. Oh, why did I pick that beer? I forgot I didn't like that beer. Oh. Where's Nook? Oh, he's right there. I just want to be sure you're good, sir. You good? You good? Good to hear. No, man. Because of you. I'm nothing but a sounding board who can respond and has a wife who's playing with her iPad and looking at me horribly.
I'm trying to find a new pair of shoes. Can you shut the fuck up? Seriously.
See what I deal with, though?
Dude, I'm bored.
I love you.
Love you too. Go the fuck back to your thing.
I'm
Keep telling me you're going for a shower. You're not going for a shower. So play over there and leave me alone.
Are they at least good shoes you're looking for?
Yes, I'm trying to find a new pair of running shoes. They're going to kill my ankles.
Oh, I thought you were trying to find sexy shoes.
No, I need running shoes. Yes, because I can work a 9-hour shift in fucking high heels.
I think you could do it.
I'm going to throw something at you.
Please don't. And you know what the sad thing is? This is better than my first marriage.
Now give me the finger. I'm sorry, you could have had a relationship with a rock. It would have been better than your first marriage.
Did you really just say that?
Yeah, I really.
Okay,
really
just checking.
And we both know she's watching, so I'm sure that'll come back to haunt me at some point in time.
Oh, there's only 4 people right now. I don't think she's watching at this moment. Somebody else will tomorrow, but she's not at the moment. Actually, the fact that Grisou started this conversation on an actual beer review and not a Beer Dweebs United is probably the best thing, because I don't think she watches every beer review. She watches every Heart to Heart, and she watches every BDU. That's what I get to deal with.
Maybe she should put that time into parenting.
Okay, you just look for your shoes over there. I'm trying to finish my beer and chat here, and then I'm going to go take my shower, and we'll watch our episode and fall asleep, and you can get up early and go to work. And I'll get up afterwards and go to work. You want a ball? Feeling bad for what? Nothing to feel bad about. You're not going to get me in trouble for anything. I get in trouble for things on my own. It is what it is. She's making fun of my ex-wife right now because my ex-wife watches every video I do to try and find things to try and get me in trouble for in court. That's what she's talking about. Brian just told Grisou that I'm not in trouble with you. This is our normal fun.
Yep. Not wrong. Oh, this is what a healthy relationship looks like, just so you're aware. Oh.
Miss you, Brian.
Ooh, they only ship to Canadian addresses. Let's see. Quebec is a Canadian address.
Quebec's a Quebec address. It's its own place. It's not a Canadian address. I think Grisou could get your shoes in Elmer, but you're not going to get your shoes up here in Pavernatook. We only ship Canadian addresses. You're not in Canada. Really? All my money's Canadian and I pay taxes.
Well,
I like too when they don't agree that you actually live in Canada because your address doesn't pop up on their Google Maps thing because you're in the fucking Arctic and there's no street addresses and nobody's driven a Google Maps car up here. So it's like, oh, you don't exist.
it's not like you don't have like a dozen number twos. It's like there's one house two. That's it. So you don't actually need the road name because there's only one house with that number. We technically live on Cumac Street, but nobody lives
There we go. Well, the guy I ordered those gloves from, I sent my entire address, and he's like, "Okay, so all I need is your PO box, right?" I go, "You've been in the Arctic, haven't you?" He goes, "Yes, I'm from the Arctic." Okay, well, ignore everything but my PO
Where
box
does he
number.
live?
He lives in like Chirabissi or something.
Chesapeake?
No, not Chesapeake. He lives somewhere else.
But somewhere like where we would have like a
Yeah,
road
like
or
just below the tree line.
Is he Cree? Like is he? I think that there's Cree red over down there. I think it's the Cree red.
Well, I'm glad somebody likes me. Nobody likes me. My wife don't like me. I know, my wife don't like me. Hear her? Nah, I don't like you. Fuck you. What the fuck is that? Oh, that's part of my container here. My bottle container. There we go. Better, you don't see the bottle container anymore. And I'm still doing the I have to pee dance. What the fuck happened there? Wow. 1 second. What did I do here? Why so? There we go. Whew. I'm sorry for all people watching. Nobody wanted to be that close to me. Oh my god. I didn't want to be that close to me. To comment on your thing, you know what? The reason we came up here was to build for what we wanted for our future for our kids. Is it a great place for everybody? No.
No.
Is it beautiful? Yes. Is there some amazing people? Yes. The isolation can get to you, and the isolation can get to you, and it's not for everybody. It's a good place to go to start working towards your goals. And we have goals. We know what we want, and we're working towards that. If I had pants on, I would go over to that closet and try and find some books to show you to look up. But I don't have pants on, so that's not happening. Because nobody wants to see. She doesn't even want to see that.
I get free shipping.
What?
Pair of shoes.
You found free shipping to the Arctic?
I did.
From where?
New Balance.
I'm going to wearing all my shoes from New Balance from now on because the fucking shipping up here is as much as the shoes.
Damn. And I got my shoes for $100, so even better. All right.
Taking the dogs out?
Outside.
Okay.
Even though
I'm going to jump in the...
cold and don't want to be out of bed right now. But you guys just want to put pants on, so here we go.
Well, if you really want to do that, you can go on Indeed. And there are two companies that really hire up here quite often. Northwest Company and the Co-op. You get the FCNQ for Quebec or the Arctic Co-op for Nunavut and other place. Oh my god, I gotta pee. One more beer. I'm leaving. Nope, not going. This is an entire practice in my... Fuck, I can't even talk. I have to pee that bad. This is an entire practice in my willpower practice. No! I haven't peed in a bottle since the casino. I'm not going to tell you which bottle I peed in, but I haven't peed in a bottle since the casino. Okay, I'm going to go take a quick pee. No, I got to pee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you done and ready to go to bed? You had to stand up for 5 minutes, so. A long time.
Okay, I'm back. Whew. That pee was not quick. That's all I'm going to say. It's true, it will keep me online longer. I've basically decided I'm showering in the morning. I'm not getting laid tonight. We already know that. So I was going to take a shower and then we were going to watch episode 4 of Rome because I just started watching Rome with the wife. She's never watched Rome before. She goes into work at 7 a.m. I go into work at I'm supposed to go in at noon. I'm probably going to go in at 11 or 10. So I'll wake up at 8, take a shower, and go from there. The back of my hair is dirty though because I was in the sea canister underneath the ATVs. I was under the Rubicon. I had to put the skid plate on the Rubicon tonight. So what the fuck did I just do? How do I shrink this? What do we do? How do we make? Whoa! Whoa! I'm sorry. Whew. I don't even know what the fuck I did there. I don't know technology. I can put an ATV together. I don't know the fucking internet. I've been on YouTube since 2008. I don't know the internet. I don't know technology. I don't know this. People are like, why don't you use Twitter? I don't fucking know Twitter. Who the fuck do you think you're talking? I might only be 38, but I might as well be my 90-year-old grandmother when it comes to shit like that. I don't fucking know that shit. Here, let's do this. Will you let me come to bed if I don't shower tonight?
No.
Why not?
Because you're filthy.
My shirt's filthy.
No, your hair is filthy. You have brown hair. Last time I checked, albinos don't have brown hair.
I don't have brown hair. Take a picture, prove this. I love you. Thanks, Brian. What are you doing?
There's a mosquito.
There was no fucking mosquito. It's too windy for mosquitoes. They might be as big as the holes in my ear, but there ain't no mosquitoes out there tonight. Brian, she's talking about the back of my head, not my ass. She knows the hairs in my ass are brown. She's talking about the back of my head.
Can you quit being disgusting?
It was Brian. It was Brian this time. It wasn't me. He said my hair's been brown from other things.
I can't hear Brian. I hear you. Stop being disgusting. Right. It's so cold, my nose is running.
Did you just say it's so cold my nose is running?
Yeah.
I actually really like the temperature right now.
I do too. But I like it.
But you are
bundled.
right. If you're outside for too long in this temperature, it ain't good. I'll just move that.
It's nice for sleeping, but
It is really nice for sleeping.
it's because I'm bundled up.
You want an $84 12-pack of Rickard's Red? I didn't, but I did. Okay. Grisou, are you still here? Say hello if you're still here. I know there's about a 30-second delay from what I say to what comes up. Okay, you're here. I will drink this beer. I'll drink this beer. I'll take a shower, and we'll just watch Irish people try instead of Rome. We'll watch Rome tomorrow. No, I get home at 10 tomorrow. 10:30. We'll watch Rome the next day. That sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So you had me for a little bit longer. Brian BP and kept me online longer. I can tell you this. When we had some managers leave about a month ago, oh no, it was about 2 weeks ago, I drank a 12-pack of this. It was fine. It was cold. I'm drinking it warm right now. Because I'm Irish and I drink everything warm. You shouldn't drink this warm. Do not drink Molson Ultra warm. Drink it cold. Drinking it cold, it's fine. I love craft beer more than macro. I'm okay with cold. I can drink it without complaint. I have some fucking complaints right now. I would rather suck the toe of my dog than drink this warm. And he steps in his own shit. So, you know. No need for anything, sir. Thank you, though. 40 ounces still exist? Like, are we talking like Steel Reserve, all the big ones that the guys on the internet would do the label out stuff? Is that the 40s we're talking about? Because that stuff scares me, some of it at least. I got in trouble once. We were 16, and we did a brew crew. And what brew crew was we went out and we drank in the woods. And we brought a leather couch with us into the woods because, you know, we were cool guys. So we brought a leather couch into the woods. And there was a stream, and the leather couch was right by the stream, and we would tie our 40 ounces to to a string, well, a rope, and throw it in the stream to keep it cool, because the stream would keep it cooler than just sitting in the forest and, well, woods. And we went there one night and we pulled all the stuff out, and I had 240 ounces of Old English, and I was double fisting the Old English. I was drinking the Old English because I was a cool 16-year-old kid with my Old English. I'm like, and then this giant fucking dog came at us. Giant dog. It was like 90 pounds, and he's chasing us, barking and like teeth gnarled, like saliva dripping off the teeth coming at us. And we're running, and I'm running, and I have a 40 ouncer in each hand, and I get fucking Old English in my eye as I'm running. And I'm already blind, so I don't need any more Old English in my eye. But I get Old English. What that means is people are watching Netflix right now. I just added some lemonade Neo to my Molson Ultra. Anyway, so he's like, "You bombed that asshole." And I'm like, "Fucking right I did. It got in my eye. I hurt myself, and all I cared about was getting away from that fucking dog. You go back and fucking get it if you want it. But it's way back there with that fucking dog." Glenn did not go back to get it. Not Glenn Pierce.
I want a mask that says just wear the stupid mask.
Rent kind of non-existent up here. Really, if you're not Inuit, you need to be working for somebody. And for the most part, the companies that you could work for in these towns will provide you, well, in these communities, will provide you with your housing. Um, we wouldn't have just been able to pick up and move up here. We had to find that job first and take that job and accept that job, and then they moved us up here and they put us in a house. Because once you get past the tree line, you're in basically land agreement territories, and unless you're a beneficiary, you're not just moving up here. It's for the companies that will provide housing that do live up here. I put way too much lemonade Mio in that. Oh God, it's salty. Oh, oh, why? Oh. I know Air Inuit's website doesn't work anymore, but it costs almost as much for a round trip ticket up here as it does to fly to like Australia. It's kind of gross. Like I said, if you're really, and you need to sit back and think about if it's what you really want to do, because these communities do have a lot of isolation and everything else. But if it is really what you want to do, Arctic Co-op, the FCNQ, and the Northwest Company are the three easiest companies to get into to get a job up in the Arctic or the subarctic. And they are they're basically all three of them are Walmarts of the North. They're a lot smaller than a Walmart, but that's what they are. They're a general store. They're grocery. They're GM merchandise. They're vehicles. They're all that. And those are the three companies that are the big companies in the North that will give you your housing and everything else, and will get you up there. If that's what you really want to do, you want to get out of the city and you want to start anew again, look in the mirror, make sure it's really what you want to do. And again, you can send me a message on Facebook and I'll tell you about the company, which one of the three I work for and what they offer. And I can send you some video and stuff. But it's one of those things where you need to be sure before you do it, because you are signing over between the three, either between a 1 and a 3 year commitment. And it's not for everybody. It's worked out for us. It's worked out well, but we've had our struggles as well. And again, she's a triple degree person. I'm a fucking loser. She's a triple degree person. We've had our dilemmas. So here's what I've learned in my time up here. Before I was ordering from Marche and getting craft beer sent up, and before I was doing my other stuff, and all I could drink was the macro stuff, I kind of digressed in my flavor profile, and I digressed to a point where Rickard's Red and Molson Dry and Bud and all that didn't affect me at all. And I'm like, okay, whatever, it's beer. Then I started buying I started shipping up stuff from Marche, Turin, and stuff like that that was more expensive, but it was craft again. And basically, the second that craft stuff hit my tongue, I no longer like this shit at all. Like, I don't want it. I don't want it at all. There's no reason to drink that. Did I get the CV joint thing figured out? Yes, I got the CV joint thing figured out. And how I got it figured out was there was another ATV that was flowing up here that I didn't have to do a lot of work for. I just had to clean it up and make sure the fluids were all topped up and everything else. But it got up here, and the first thing I did was I crawled under it to make sure that I put the CV joint stuff on properly. And guess what? I did. I'm amazed I did it, and I'm amazed I did it because it looks wrong, but it's the exact same as the one that was put together in the south and sent up to me. So I did it right. I'm amazed I did it right. I don't do a lot of things right. Apparently, I have skills in mechanical engineering and wood. Those are the two things I've. Oh, and those are the two things I have skills in. I love you. She's still ignoring me. Oh, you know what I got for my birthday? And my birthday was in May, and I still haven't done it, which is a sad thing. But I'm trying to figure out the mail system up here because we sent a package down for my son like 10 days ago, and it just hit Montreal yesterday. And I'm gonna have to call him tomorrow. I forgot to call him today, but by the time my wife reminded me to call him, he would have been on his visits or anything. My wife got me an ancestry DNA kit. I get to see how Irish I really am. Because both families are from Ireland, so basically what this does is it shows me how many times they fucked around. For the most part, that's what I get out of this, is how much did my family fuck around. And I've just not done it, not because I don't want to do it, but because I'm waiting to figure out the mail so that this doesn't sit in the mail very long. That's in French. Insert capped tube into bag. Seal the collection bag. Put bag into return mailer. Don't forget to activate test online. I will need your help to activate my test online because I am an idiot when it comes to technology, as you know. She's ignoring me. She's still ignoring me. That's my life. I'm ignored. It's okay. I still love her. You depend on learning. Oh, fuck. Look at how old I'm getting.
Sorry, I technically
You
just
dep-
picked a fight with Wendy.
Abraham?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you pick a fight with Wendy?
It wasn't a fight. I educated her.
You depend on learning more details of your surroundings than the rest of us, so mechanical wise, you should excel once you learn. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean, up here, there isn't somebody to turn to help you. So, yeah, you need to learn this stuff yourself. I see some Mio over here. 1 second. The reason I was excited when I saw the Mio was I knew it was the orange Mio, and the orange Mio actually goes good with the Rickards Red. When you're done fighting with Wendy, do you want to try and find some Irish people videos on your tablet because it's bigger and I'm blind?
No, I just educated her. I didn't really pick a fight. She posted a thing that was highly inaccurate, so I accurately corrected her.
And she unfriended you. I got it.
I don't know what she did that. She may not have seen it yet. And how it's voter fraud that they're trying to pull to get Nancy Pelosi incidentally. So basically, vote for Trump.
Yeah. Grisou, like I said, log on to Facebook, look up the Albino Rhino Beer Review or Albino Rhino Beer Festival. Send me a message and I'll send you some information. My company is always hiring. I'll send you some information about the other two companies that are always hiring. If that's really what you want to do, I can do what I can to help you. Just be sure it's really what you want to do. Like we basically sold everything we owned, and as a family of 4, am I pixelated? What's going on? Anyway, so we moved up here as a family of like 2 suitcases each, a backpack each, and 12 totes. So we sold everything we owned. We sold our house. We sold all of our furniture. Our house was was fully furnished, but we bought other things. Like we bought extra TVs and stuff. So there was a TV in each room and all that because some things from the south you want to keep. I want to be able to tell my fucking daughter, get the fuck out of here, go watch your fucking TV in your room. I want to be able to do that every once in a while. Like when she's watching her 12th hour fucking SpongeBob, fuck away from the TV. Walk away now. Right? Like that type of stuff. Things in the north are a lot more expensive. Some jobs will help you with that. Some jobs don't. But I can give you information on all 3 job opportunities are easy to get up here, and I can give you some information on job opportunities that aren't as easy to get up here, because we were looking into this for months before we took the job we did, and we took the job we did for the benefits it offered. It works well for what we wanted. Will take us a little longer to get to the point we wanted to be at because New Brunswick is our final destination. We were originally from Ontario. We're both from the Ottawa Valley. We found each other again in the Niagara region. And New Brunswick was always basically both of our ideas. I remember the person she just said she got in an argument with did ask her because at one point I just wanted to sell all my stuff and move to New Brunswick. And she was like, no, I'd go with them. I'd go with them in a heartbeat. And I think that was the moment that everybody knew that we'd be together for the long haul. But that is our plan. So what we're doing up here is we're trying to pay off all the debt that we both accrued in the mistakes we made in our life, and then save up money to buy a house, or at least even pay most of the house and have some money to renovate it once we get there. I mean, we've slowed things down because I bought a Skidoo and I bought an ATV. Well, I actually bought a side-by-side. My side-by-side came broken, so then I returned it and picked up an ATV from the company I work for. ATV, not really as much that I was interested in it as the side-by-side, but I'm looking at next year or the year after, I'll go after a side-by-side again. That being said, yeah, it is what it is, right? It's gonna put my orange in here now. I was excited for the choice we made to come up here, and I still am. I've offered the chance because there was job opportunities in the same town I'm in through the same company. I offered it to a bunch of people that I knew, and nobody wanted to fully take that plunge into doing it, which is unfortunate because I would have had friends up here because I'm an extroverted introvert. My wife is the full-on introvert. Every once in a while, she just needs to be alone. I like being alone to an extent, but I need socialization every once in a while. And I mean, that's the biggest problem I have going up here is I don't have friends. And I kind of need it. I do. I need it just a little bit every once in a while. Again, Facebook, Albino Rhino Beer Review, or Albino Rhino Albino Rhino Beer Festival. Albino Rhino Beer Review on Instagram. Whatever you want to do, I can pass the information on to you if that's what you really want. And you can look into it yourself and decide if it's for you or not. Before you run away to the north, make sure you find yourself again and be sure that that's what you want. Because it is a different life. It's nice, it's beautiful, but there is a lot of hardship. and there's a lot of frustration. But it is a lot nicer, in my opinion, than living in the cities. I did not like the cities. Yes, Brian, I could imagine that because that's kind of what we were trying to do. That's why we were doing it. I gotta take another quick pee. Um, Nobody can hear. Alicia, just talk. Just say random things. I'm peeing. Start talking. Don't talk, whatever. Thanks for being silent as if you're not even here. You are such a loving. Stop giving me the finger. That hurts. That hurts just a little bit. um yeah, that's the problem with these pre-assembled houses. That's the problem with the. And yes, I did not wash my hands. You're right. I peed. This is the hand I used. I didn't wash it. Apparently they could hear me pee clearly last time, and they could hear me pee clearly this time, which is again the problem with the houses we're in. Right, we're in prefabricated houses. These walls are basically hollow. Listen to this. Ready? It's basically hollow. The bathroom is right here. Bathroom is right there. I walk out this door. I walk out this door. Yeah, let's do this. Walk out this door. That's my toilet paper on top of the dog crate. Nick's dog crate. I'm close. I'm close.
Okay, I'm going to bed.
Did you find a video for us?
No, it's 11:30.
And we were planning to be up till 12. We were all.
No, we were not planning to be up till 12. You planned to be up till I get up in the morning, my love.
I don't blush, Brian. Look at this tater. Look at the tato. The tato's nice. It's a nice tato. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that. An Austin Powers pee. That makes it special. Ready to watch a video? I'm coming to bed. She's ignoring me now. That's what she does. She just ignores me. She ignores me. Love of my life. Ignores me. And the sad thing is, I'm a lot happier now than I was before. Okay. Brian, love you. I'll talk to you shortly. Grisou, like I said, Albino Rhino Beer Review, Albino Rhino Beer Festival. If you're really serious, send a message. I'll send you some information. I'll talk to you about that stuff. Yeah. I'm going to try and make her watch a video, even though she says she's not watching one. I think she'll watch at least one. Bye, guys. Au revoir. A bientôt. See you soon. Bye-bye. Mwah.